Hello guys, so welcome back. So in this video we're going to continue with our application. Next, what we're going to do here is now to add our user information screen. So before we do that, we can just come back here and change a few things. Let's change our colors, this blue color. First, in the input, we want to start using our deep purple color. This will be our color. We can just copy this and then coming down to the note here in the registration screen where we have a button, we can call color and then add our purple color, then that's it. So let's just restart the application again. Okay, we want to use this deep purple color. So the next thing is to create the user information screen. So let's just go in ahead and create that. We come back here to our authentication and right click and then new that file. You can say user information screen, and then we can import our material package. And then we create a stateful widget, say user information screen. Okay, so we can just for time saving, we can go back to our registration screen and just control, actually from our scaffold here, we can just copy everything here. You can copy everything from here, come back here and then paste them here. Okay, now we can start changing this. So first, on top here we'll need our text editing controller. You have a name controller which will be equals to our text editing controller. And then we also have we can just say text editing controller here. Let's just copy this, then paste it down here, and then here we have our font controller, and then in the dispose method we can dispose these two. We have name controller dot dispose, and then we have font controller dot dispose. Okay, and then down here we can also initialize our rounded button. Let's just come back here and then copy this, come down here and then paste this. Let's import the packages. Down here we can so here, instead of doing this, what we can do is we can add a stack here, stack widget. First, let's have a center widget as a first child, and then we can just copy our circular avatar. We can delete this container, then we'll give that as a child here, and then we can wrap this into a stack widget. Then the stack takes children, so we'll again just cut this and then delete this child. Then inside here, our first child will be a circular avatar. You can remove the extra comma here, and then we can import this. But here we want to call our user icon, and then we can also reduce this to 60, and then let's have a background image, maybe the background color. Let's use our colors deep purple. And next, after this circular avatar, we can have a position widget. Positioned. So to see this, as usual, let's come back to our main.dat. Then here, instead of going to registration screen, let's go to the user information screen. And then we can close this and come back to our user information screen. And then let's clear out these errors first. So here, where we are having this text form field, what we can do is we can just delete this for now, and then on pressed, let's do nothing for now. And where do we have let's just comment this for now and restart our application. So now we are in the user information screen. Let's go on ahead with our code. So let's uncomment these, come down here. This will have let's say we want to put it here in the bottom, so let's give it a bottom of 0, and then the right side also 0, and then let's give it a child as a container. So this container will have let's give it some decoration, box decoration. Let's give it a color. We have our color, the deep purple, and then let's give it some border .o, and then this, let's give it something like 2 on the width, and then the color, I think the white, and then let's give it some radius. That's a circular. Let's say out direction, and then let's give it something like let's say radius dot circular, and then let's give it something like 35, so that it's we make sure that it's round. You can have a const modifier here. Then the next thing is just after this, box decoration. We can have a clip. It's going to have a child of cliplet. This one, cliplet. Yes. And then let's also give this some border radius. It's also going to be circular. Let's give it 16. And then this will have a child. And then this now will be an icon button. Let's give it a camera icon. Let's say icons dot camera out, and then on our on pressed we are doing nothing for now. And then let's give this icon a color. The white color. Let's see how it looks if we hot restart. Okay, that's fine. That's what we want. And then next is the size box, which is fine. And then after this size box, down here we want to put our text form fields. So let's put our container here, and then let's give it a full width. We'll say media query dot of context dot size dot width. That will give us a full width. Let's also give it some margin, which will be edge insets dot let's give it the margin only on top. We will say top 20, and then this container will have a column as a child, and then in this column, the column will have some children. And then here, that's where we'll put our text form fields. So we can go ahead and delete this, can go, and then this and this can also go. And then here we are going to put our text form fields. So I think the text form fields, we are going to reuse them. So we can just come down here and create a widget to reuse every time we want to use this text form field. So let's create a widget. Let's name it my text form field. Let's give it some required arguments. First one will be a string of hint text, and then let's give it an icon data. Say icon. What else? Let's give it text input type. Text input type. Let's also give it a max lines. It's an integer. What What else? Let's change this to a small letter. Let's format our code. What else is required here? Max length. A max length. This has to be in lowercase, and then we need the text editing controller, and then we also need the boolean of enabled. You can format it. Okay, so this we will return our text form field. Okay, and then down here, let's see if it is enabled. The enabled function will take our enabled. Let's give it like a cursor color. This one we can give it our accent color, which will be colors orange accent, and then the controller will be our controller or text editing controller, and then max lines will be our max lines, and then max length will be our max length, and then let's give it some decoration. That's our input decoration. Counter text, we don't want it to show the counter text, and then the prefix icon. This one, let's give it a container. This container will have a child that will be an icon. Now for this icon, we'll give it our icon on top, the one that we are calling here, and then let's give it a size of 20, and then let's also give it a colors white. Now what else? Let's maybe give this some margin. We can give this icon some margin. Edge insets. Let's give it to all direction. Okay. What else can we give this? Let's see how it looks first. So down here, let's put a comma here. We want to say my text form field. Let's format this. The hint text here will say enter your name, and then the icon will say icons account where's that icon? Yeah, this one. And then here let's give it a name controller. The max line, let's maybe give it 25. We don't want the max line, let's give it 1, and then the max length 25. We don't want our users to have very long names. This controller should be here. And then the text input action, we can say text input type dot name, and then enabled, let's give it a true. Then let's hot restart. Okay, so now it looks like this. Let's come back here to finish customizing it. What else can we add here? We need on our prefix icon here, let's also give it some decoration, which comes from box decoration. Border radius dot secular, let's give it 8. Let's hot restart again. Okay, we have that. And then in our container here, inside our container, after the container here, let's put our enabled borders. Outline border, then we'll have border radius, and then border radius dot secular, let's give it a 10. And then for the border side, we are going to give it a transparent color, border side, and then colors dot transparent. Let's hot restart and see what we have. Okay, let's hot restart one more time. We can't see that. Let's also maybe put our focus border. For that, let's just copy that. Down here, we change this to our focus border. And then let's just hot restart. Okay, now that line is gone. The next thing to do is just to continue adding the decoration, and then we will see our results. So here, after the focus border, let's add our hint text, which is our hint text up there. And then here, let's say alignment with hint, let's put this as true. And then the border, let's say let's remove the input border. Okay, and then let's add our fill color. Say colors dot purple. Let's give it a shade of 50. And then field, let's add it as true. So let's hot restart and see how it looks. Okay, now that looks better, but maybe we can change the color of our icon here. Or we can just give our prefix icon a color. Here we can say color, and then we get our color of deep purple. Let's hot restart. Yeah, that now looks fine. That's what we want. So the next thing to do is, let's just copy this one more time, then paste it down here, and then let's also copy our size box here and paste it here. Then here we'll say enter your phone number, and then here we'll give it an icon of the phone. What else here? Let's change it to phone controller, and then max length, let's give it about 10 digits, and then let's hot restart. Yeah, great. So also for the phone, we can change this to number, and then let's put it as disabled, which will be false here. Let's hot restart. Yes, so just like that, we have done our user information screen. The next thing to do now is to add our project, to connect our project to Firebase. Then after that, we can start adding the user data to Firebase, and then go to our chatting with our AI. This video will end it right here. Then I'll see you guys in the next video.